Hey guys, it's Erin from The Lettering Fern, and I'm here with another YouTube video with Nostalgia Collection, and I just wanted to show you guys how you can use the watercolor pans for your pointed pen or your dip pen calligraphy. And today I'm specifically going to use the Celestials just because they're so shimmery and beautiful, but you could really use the same technique with any of the pans. And then obviously if you're using the liquefied, you just want to dip it into the liquefied. But this one takes a little bit different because your pans are not automatically liquid, you know? So you're going to have to take a couple of extra steps, but it's worth it because look at that. So today I'm going to be using Hestia, and Hestia is just gorgeous and beautiful. I'm going to move my water out of the way a little bit. So I have both this rhodia paper because it's really smooth, and then I have some watercolor paper. I did this one on watercolor paper and it's a little bit rough, so it doesn't quite write as smoothly as like this would, so I'm going to do it on both for you guys. So all you're going to really need is the watercolor that you want, a paintbrush because you kind of just paint it on the nib, and then you don't really need a dropper, but I like having a dropper because then I can get more water into the pan when I need it. So let me move this so I have some more room. So you just need a little bit of water like I do. Let's see, like 1, 2, 3, 4-ish drops. When I say 4-ish, it's because I didn't do like a full drop. I kind of did like maybe a half drop. So 3 to 4-ish drops, and just kind of let it sit for a minute because you want it to kind of soak up the color, and then just want to get your brush wet, and then you're just going to kind of mix it up and try to be careful not to spill it everywhere. So you just want to mix it, let's get that nice pigment mixed in, kind of almost making a liquid watercolor or an ink. You could probably move this into like a palette. I just like using it straight out of the pan because why make something else dirty if you don't need to? All right, so once you have it kind of good and mixed, and this is a lot of trial and error. So you have to test it, see if you added too much water, not enough water. So you get some on the brush, then you flip it over, and then you just want to kind of paint it on, covering up that, like your little inkwell. And I like to brush a little bit on both sides, just because it helps get my ink flowing. All right, then I have this little paintbrush holder right here so that my watercolor doesn't get off of my. All right, here we go. So this is Hestia. And when that dries, it's gonna be freaking amazing. So that's on the rhodia paper, and it's really smooth and it works really awesome. I like only loaded my brush once for the whole word. And then when you do watercolor paper, it's just a little bit rougher. So you have to kind of maybe go a little bit slower. Woo! And that splattered everywhere. Well, we're all human, right? So that's the only thing about using the watercolor paper, is that you just have to be really careful. And I just like hit a groove and it just splattered everywhere. So that's why I say this is a lot of trial and error, because you're going to get it sometimes and then sometimes you won't get it. So then when you want to reload, you just take your brush, flip it back over, you mix it up a little bit. And you want to make sure that inkwell is coated. Then I put my brush down and you write again.